The stock market crash is happening now, but the TV is not showing it to you. Again, the media is not reporting on it. Let me show you the ticker numbers for PayPal, one of the biggest companies out there. If you take a look at it right now, in the past year, if you just go back 1 year, PayPal is down 63%. 63%. I'm not predicted that we're going to have a crash of 40 to 60%. We're already seeing that. Okay, let me go to the next company. Okay, the next company is Square, or now they changed their name to Block. Okay, that's the same guy from Twitter, the CEO. So now Block is down 41%. Actually, 41.38% is down. Okay, again, PayPal was down 68%. Virginia, the company that goes to space, okay, they're down 50.63%. I'm talking about right now, the stock market is crashing, okay? But if you look at the indexes, you're only going to see 2 or 3% losses because, I don't know why they're not showing it to you, okay? I mean, I'm going back from one company to another company, from all different sectors, okay? Here's another one, okay? Their ticker number is, if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't matter, okay? The ticker number is PDD. This company is down 69.08, guys. Almost 70%, ladies and gentlemen, from 1 year till now. They're down 70% almost, okay? Let's go to another company, okay? Their ticker number is DIDI. This other company is down 68.18%. So from last year's prices to this year, they're down almost 70%. So I've said many times back in 2016, actually, that we're going to see a massive sell-off in the stock market, 40 to 60%. We've seen this, okay? We're seeing it now on the television, on the TV, in the media. They're not reporting it to you for whatever reason. They're silencing companies. They're gagging. They're not allowing information to come out. But if you look at stock by stock, I don't care if you're talking about internet companies. I don't care if you're talking about X, Y, and Z. There's at least 40% of the companies in the stock market are now down 40 plus percent plus down. Okay, literally, like I just showed it to you, ticker by ticker. Just go 1 year from now to now. So we're seeing the stock market crash. We saw also over 7 million people in America that defaulted on their mortgages, but because of forbearance programs, because of changes in the laws, these people didn't go to foreclosure. Back in 2016, I said we're going to have subject to heaven. That's what subject to heaven is. Seller financing heaven means that, hey, all these people have mortgages and they can't make their payments, and there's going to be abundance of seller financing. Now, in a real economy, in a real environment, all these people will be in default and foreclosure. Okay, in a real environment, hundreds and thousands of millions of people will have lost their savings, okay? But in an artificial environment, in an artificial stock market, an artificial housing market, Big Brother and the Fed and the central bankers are doing whatever they can to prop up, to manipulate, to stage, that's what I like to call it, staging it, to make it look pretty. But in a real organic way, everything will be collapsing right now. This will be the best opportunity to be alive, to be a real estate investor, to be a entrepreneur, because of all the opportunities out there. Yes, there's a lot of people going to get hurt, right? But they signed themselves up for that, right? They signed themselves up for that. And I feel for them. But on the flip side, there's a lot of opportunity too. Now, there are so many companies out there that are just heavily in debt. People, businesses, school systems, government, local, state, federal. I mean, and we have to put a stop to that because, all this debt hasn't done any good besides get everyone working 7 days a week pretty much, right? Only a few people are able to escape the metrics. Everyone else has to work. Even the mom has to work. Even the dad has to work. So this is, I totally relate that to debt, because if someone had to save their money to go buy a car, they would make sure to negotiate the best price, number one. Two, car prices wouldn't be inflating like they are now, because when you have cheesy money, easy money, then anyone can qualify to get a car almost. So the car price is going to go up and up. Just simple supply and demand. You know, if you got tons of people with money that wants to buy an item, the price is going to go up. If a car dealership wants to charge $60,000 for an entry-level car and no one buys it, then they're going to be forced to, you know, price it lower and lower to people are able to. And the only way that's going to happen is by people not having debt, but actually them working for it, saving for it, sacrificing for it to be able to do something. Same with businesses. I see all these entrepreneurs, they wouldn't be 10% of what they are if they weren't in debt, right? So we have a society that's delusional. Let me be straight with you, okay? I don't want to sugarcoat it. We're delusional. The more debt someone has, we think they're more successful. I mean, that's the most pathetic thing. It's like, kind of like back in the old days in New England, when someone was obese and fat, they were glamorized because they were rich and successful. Well, what about the health consequences, right? You know, diabetes, this, and this, right? Same thing with today. When someone has millions of dollars in debt, they look really, really rich, and we in our society we call them rich. If someone has billions and billions of dollars in debt, then we call them super rich. You know, but the truth is, if you add your expenses, your liabilities with what you actually have, that determines your wealth. So if you're a billionaire but you own billions in debt, then you're really not. You're actually negative. If you're a millionaire and you own all this debt and the debt overcomes your assets and your income and all that stuff, then you're poor. You're poorer than the homeless guy. The homeless guy is positive. He doesn't own anything. He's just in the middle, zero, right? So we live in a society that's so upside down that the more the individual has debt, the more, as a society, we flock to them. We're like, oh man, this guy is such an awesome guy. Not realizing that, hey, they sold their butt to the devil, and they're not wealthy. They're just in debt, dude. They're just in debt. Someone owns them, And for me, and I think that for the founding fathers, debt is slavery. You know what I mean? I mean, for me, having time to hang out with my kids, having time to go ride bikes, do whatever I want to do, pick the clients I want to work with, take the jobs that I want to take. I mean, that's power, where working so many hours to make all these payments, that's not power. That's the bank sucking your life energy away. You know what I mean? But anyways, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know there's a massive crash going on in the stock market. We just had a massive crash in the real estate market, but since this is all fake, this is all artificial, this is all staged, then it's not happening. But like I said many times before, there's only three outcomes. We're going to have civil war, or we're going to have hyperinflation, or we're going to have high interest rate. And all three of these things are going to be very, very painful. Hyperinflation, very painful for the working class, middle class, really good for the ultra rich, and high interest rate is also going to be pain and suffering for a lot of corporations and a lot of government agencies and a lot of this and that, because they're so leveraged out. They're so debt. I mean, everywhere you go, they teach you about how to get into debt. I mean, just a debt-based society. And it's kind of like disgusting, just like fat slobs in a sense. No disrespect to the fat people, but, it's just like, come on, dude. That's not a good system to have. A system to have is to be lean, mean, man, to be an efficient machine. Not a system where you have to stick your hand up to get the harvest before you even plow the ground. What kind of, if it was like that, then God or whoever the creator would have made it that way. If God wanted to give us the apple first, then he would have. He made us plant the sucker before we can have it. You know what I'm saying? If we want to be in a farm situation, unless it grows naturally somewhere, you know what I mean? So, if we want to follow natural law, which I think is the best way, then we have to follow natural law. Natural law doesn't say stick your hand out, get the money up front, and then maybe later on you make monthly payments to me. That's not how stuff works. That's not how the animal kingdom works. It's not how nature works. So, but humans think that's the way it works. And the side effect is that everyone is in the metrics working their butt off to buy shit. Buy stuff that they don't really need, they really can't afford, but just because they can make the monthly payments that they wanted. And so, the stock market helps with that, because as it goes up and up and up, people feel more rich and rich and rich, but they don't really own anything. At any moment, it can come stumbling down like we see it now, guys. Anyways, kind of got off the rant. of debt slavery, but I think, in my opinion, that's the truth, man. In America, the more indebted you are, the more the people around you think you're rich. And that's why we think we're in a delusional society. We're upside down. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of valuing our free time and hanging out and doing stuff we love, we want to chase the paper, the fake paper they're printing out of a freaking printing machine, dude. Anyways, guys, much love. I hope you get where I'm going with that. All right. Always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. Romy. Don't take no for an answer. I have much love for you. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. Peace.